Hey guys, and welcome to Day to Day Scott, where I bring you daily content on entrepreneurship and personal growth every day except for Sunday. So 6 days a week, you gotta have a time for the family. So that's my Sunday. So what I do, bring daily content on entrepreneurship and personal growth. And how I do that is I go through my daily learning. So as an entrepreneur, you'll know, or someone who's hungry for personal growth, that you're always continuously learning so much each day. And that's all I'm doing. As a startup, I started a business this month. Last month now. We're in the 1st of December, aren't we? So last month. And what I do is communicate my learning from each day into valuable content that you're going to gain value from and learn from. Sometimes I'll come to you with issues I'm struggling with and we'll sort of discuss them. Sometimes I'll come with things that I've learned or things that I've just popped off in my head, whatever that I've learned that day. And it's going to be unbelievably valuable to you because you're seeing me go through this journey and we're learning together. And again, that leads me on to why this channel is so unique. There are some amazing influencers out there, which I'm sure you do watch. For example, Gary Vee, an amazing influencer. And I love what he does, but at the end of the day, I find it hard to resonate with him because I am where I believe most of us are. I'm in the first few years of a business, and I believe that's where most of us are, and that's where you're going to resonate with me in this channel, is that I'm where you are, we're here together, and that's what I'm trying to do, is bring a community together of entrepreneurs that feel confident to be transparent with each other and just discuss every aspect of business, what you're struggling with, what's going great, and not just business but just emotional as well, because don't be scared guys, it is an emotional roller coaster as well. Business, it can be a stressful time, especially when you're on your own. It can be tough at times. I do know it myself. So this is what I'm trying to build, and I hope you stay, and I hope you can see the awesomeness of this channel. A little biased, but anyway. This video is really important for starting out, and something you may have not realized yet, but it'll probably, when I go through it, if you have started a business, it'll click. If you haven't realized, it will click when I start going through it. But this is your goals versus your environment. Now let me explain it in the video, but let's get to it. Intro, and then we'll get to it. Okay, see you in a second guys. Bye bye. Hey guys, and welcome back. It's a Friday, so I'm going to drink some wine because wine is amazing. Oh, that's so good. I love red wine. I love red wine, but I'm not out on a Friday. It's Friday night. And because I'm sad and I'm an entrepreneur, we don't go out, we work. That's what we do when we run a business and we're early entrepreneurs. That's what we do. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm sure you'll resonate with that as well. So, Daily Blog 52, your goals versus your environment. What am I talking about? So let me give you a sentence to sort of open this title out a bit more. So don't get directed by your environment, get directed by your goals. Okay, don't get directed by your environment, get directed by your goals. That might give you a bit more of an understanding. Some of you probably clicked, and I'll give you a bit more now. This is a very easy pit to fall into, unbelievably easy, and at the moment I'm not a master at it. I to be honest, I don't believe, even if you are a master, you'll ever get out of this, because it's just it's so incorporated with procrastination, as I'll discuss in a minute, that I don't think we ever get away from that procrastination aspect and people's opinions and so forth. For sure we can become much better at it, but I believe we'll never necessarily eradicate this issue out of our business life, but we can definitely learn and become better at it. So the pit that you fall into, and it's very easy to fall into early on, and you will fall into it early on, is basically not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, getting directed by your environment. So I'll give you an example. So what other people say, taking people's opinions into consideration too much, and go, oh yeah, I'll do your opinion, start implementing that for a few weeks, and go, someone says something different, oh yeah, I'll start implementing that, and someone else says something, oh yeah, and suddenly you've tried 4 or 5 things, but nothing's finished, which is pointless. The industry changes, the market changes. Now, this is a bit different because sometimes you have to adapt to the market, you have to adapt to the industry. But I don't know, for example, off the top of my head, but if it's an innovative product, you may want to carry on with what you're doing, but don't get too don't get too bombarded by the changes in your market and industry. Believe in what your original goals were. And it's like life changes as well, whether you've moved out or whether, God forbid, there's been a death in your family, or there's any sort of horrible things that have gone on in your family, or any sort of family disputes or relationship disputes, anything life-wise that changes. Again, job and business can get unbelievably directed by the emotional distress from that, and obviously, the emotional distress from that. Another one that I think I struggle with most is what your head says. Now, I believe this is incorporated with environment, because I believe it does. So what your head says is when, and you'll know as an entrepreneur, we're always popping off of ideas. And your head having all these ideas is your greatest friend and your worst friend, because it's like, oh my God, yeah, I have all these ideas, so inspirational, blah, blah, blah. And it can sound good, but at the end of the day, you can only focus on one thing. I really tampered on this on my, not last video before it. I really tampered on this. You can only focus on one thing at a time, and your head telling you 100 different things is just not helpful, because if you chase 100 different things, nothing will get done, which again is useless. So that is sort of the environment aspect of it. And another one actually to add to it is doing things that doing tasks that you rather do rather than tasks you should do. So again, this is getting your work is getting guided by your feelings around people around you and just basically your environment as a whole. So the way I explain this is by one quote, is don't be a bull in a china shop. Now when I say this quote, what I mean is don't keep on chasing the shiny things. So the bull goes in the china shop and he chases all the shiny things. Don't keep on chasing the shiny things, or go, oh, that's a good idea, chase. Don't see it to the end, don't see it to fruition. And you go see another one, chases, because you just don't get anything done then. The business will go nowhere. Another quote to sort of open your eyes to that, which blew me away when I heard it, is don't mistake busyness for productivity. Don't mistake busyness for productivity. If that hasn't landed a bombshell, I don't know what will. So that really is a killer quote that will explain that further, what I'm trying to explain. So that is, in essence, your environment and how it can really affect you. And you have to understand that it's all about marginal gains, about moving forward. You're not going to get your goals like this. It's not going to happen. And you have to appreciate its marginal gains. So if you set yourself massive goals, which we usually do, our goals can be 5-10 year goals, but we might not realize it at the start. And then suddenly we do so much work towards it. And then we don't feel like anything's happened when we're closer. But actually we are. It's just the goal's huge, and you have to really get into the marginal gains and understand how important that is, and not lose track of your goal, which is so easy to do. Now, so there's lots of learning to do to understand your environment and be unbelievably self-aware. You need to have clear goals, you need to have a clear vision, and you need to have clear steps to achieve those goals, and be unbelievably self-aware of yourself. I mean, like self-aware of your procrastination and basically time management is big things. Now, how do you do these things? So in regards to goal setting, if you're an entrepreneur, you've got a business, you've probably got a pretty good idea, if not a solid idea of what your goals are for your business. If you haven't started out in business but you're thinking about, you probably have a reasonable idea, and then there's other people on the other side of the spectrum who have no idea. Now, you just need to understand what you enjoy, what your business is going to be, or what you want to progress in your career, and what your goals and what your end goals are. Now, I could do a whole topic on this, and I'll probably just do a video on it just to explain you about goal setting. But at the end of the day, you just need to find something that not only that you're passionate about, but you're good at. Because yes, it's great being passionate, but if you're not good at it, then what's the point? So yes, you can learn, but some things you cut on to some things better than other things. So yes, passion, but remember you have to be good at it as well. So I'm willing to put the hours in. So once you find that if you are at that stage, then you'll be able to, your goals will just fly off that. So I'll give you a bit of an idea of my goals, just to sort of give you an idea of where I'm coming from. So I currently run a digital marketing business, do digital marketing for some clients, and I really like public speaking as well. So I have a passion for digital marketing and public speaking, so I want to incorporate them together. So my 5/10 year plan, well, I'm going to say 5 because I know I can achieve this in 5, if not less. I want to run my own events, which I am now, but I mean at a much bigger, wider. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, on a much bigger scale. That's the word. Well done, Scott. Bigger scale, yeah. So basically having my brand out there, building this YouTube channel hugely, and basically having people come to me asking for work. I'm running weekly, if not a few events a week, and teaching startups in a room, sort of just like with 30 people, 100 people, whatever, and just teach them digital marketing, getting through the noise of digital marketing. I would love to do that and sort of have loads of online courses and blah blah blah, mentoring, and so much more off that. Now that's going to take about 5 to 10 years to build. Now yes, I can start the marginal gains. I can start doing my events now. I can start getting clients, and I'm doing all these things, and I'm loving it, and I'm learning. But there is a learning process, and there is that building the brand, which I'm doing as with this YouTube channel. So let's stop going on about me. That would just give you a bit of example of having understanding of the goals, and the understanding that at first that looks like it could be done next month, but to the scale I'm thinking, it's much longer. It's more like 5 to 10 years. Okay. So you have to have true clarity of where you want to be in the next 2 years. Now, not the next 2 years, sorry, the next 10 years. Now, I know people, it's just the standard interview question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see, and it's a bit of a rubbish question, but because realistically, none of us know. Like, yes, we can have a vision now, but think about how much you have changed. If you look at yourself 10 years ago, I guarantee you are a completely different person. You change, especially at this age, you change unbelievable. I would have been 13. There's no comparison. If you saw a 13-year-old, it'd be two completely different people. So you have to appreciate there is reality with it, but at the end of the day, if you're pushing a business now, you'll know what it is, and you'll know what you're trying to get, and you'll know what you're aiming for, and you should have a good idea of what your sort of bullet point goals are for the next 10 years. I'm not saying no way you should know them in depth, because that would be inhuman, but I'm just saying, like, to have 100 clients by this year in 5 years, or to have a workforce of 50 people in the next 5 years, whatever it is, big goals like that. And you just have to have true clarity of them. And to have true clarity of them, the vision helps. So obviously understanding your goal and then really visualizing that goal really helps you to understand it. Now, the way I keep an eye on my goal setting to make sure that I'm actually achieving my goal, so I set monthly goals, so that's a bit more attainable and a bit more, I can be a bit more aware of them, is I just set comparison sheets. So I set out at the start of the month exactly what I want to achieve, then I look at it at the end of the month and go, have I achieved it? Simple as that. And sometimes I have, and sometimes I haven't. And then I obviously look back and to understand why I haven't achieved certain things. Now, I've probably gone on about that far too long. I've only just realised I've been ramping on about that, so I'm going to shut up about that now. But the reason I was going on about goal, like, you know what I said, like, I could make a whole video on this. There's just so much to goal setting. And you have to, the end sort of it is that you have to be really clear of what your long-term goals are, but you don't have to know every step. Now, going to self-awareness, because this is going to help you not getting battered by your environment, get directed by your environment. You've got to understand your goals, and next is being very self-aware. Now, how I do it is through a few things. Now, again, I don't believe you'll ever be a master at self-awareness to the point of you'll see everything, because we're human at the end of the day, but I believe you can get very, very good at it. Now, what I do is I do fitness. As you know, I'm doing half marathon each day at the moment for 30 days. I'm on my 4th one. It's going very well. And so I'm doing fitness, which I know sounds weird at the start, but if you go look at my, not last video, the video before it, does exercise help productivity, you'll be blown away. And just go watch that video and you'll understand what I mean. Another one, meditation, that might be a new one to you, give it a go. It's you'd be surprised. And again, with meditation, like, you've got to give it a go for a few days. Don't just do one day, because the first few days don't really work, because like you'll just sit there like, this is weird and it doesn't make sense. So you got to give it some time. I'll do a video on it. 3, I'm tracking my time, as you know. This is all my... this is all my... I'm so bad at doing this. This is all my stuff today, so I've been tracking my time. So I'm unbelievably self-aware of my time as well, and obviously I have mentors that help me be self-aware. And basically, the good thing about having mentors is, yes, you can be only so self-aware, but they'll bring you up on those things that your mind has smartly taken you away from and you've forgotten about, and your mentor will go, what about this? I remember you saying that. I go, yes. I kind of awkwardly left that one out, and I kind of realised but didn't realise. But it's weird how your mind works. So that's how I create my goals, how I do my goal setting, and becoming more self-aware. And these are the 2 things which you really do home down on your exact goals, both short and long term, and becoming just more self-aware. It's gonna help leaps and bounds with you staying on track and sticking to your goals rather than being directed by your environment. So I hope that wasn't too long. I think I did tamper on a bit too much about the goals. I do apologise, but at the end of there, I just love giving value because it lets me, again, these are blogs, so yes, giving value to you, but I also learn so much from them. So me keep on talking, it keeps on me learning. It's weird how speaking to yourself in a camera, you learn as you go. So you get to see me learn as I speak to you, which is a weird experience. But anyway, the takeaway for this video, as you know, I always give a takeaway, is firstly, understand this video. Watch this video a few times, understand it, understand what I'm saying, because I probably ramble on and give you a lot of information. Just understand what I'm saying, especially the first half is, don't be a bull in a china shop, don't keep on chasing the shiny things, and don't keep on getting directed by people's opinions. And then once you've watched this and understood this video, you want to go away and truly understand what your short and long term goals are. I'm not saying you need 50 goals, absolutely not. I'm just saying some sort of basic 2-3 goals for the next 10 years, next 5 years, 2-3, just the big goals. Obviously, they can be broken down into 100 goals, but you just want the big goals for the long term, because when we get close to the time, we'll know how to get to them. And like I explained the goal setting, you know how to do that, so I won't say it again. And then once you do know your goals, write them down and repeat them every single night. It's something that I do myself, so I write them. I actually have them printed, my monthly goals, and I just basically read them to myself every night, so I can, at the end of the day, what I was tampering on my other videos, you become what you think. You become what you think. Remember that. So repeating them to yourself, it just helps you stay on track and be focused, and reading them at the start of every day, because it's so noisy of the day, especially with all the calls and emails. It's so noisy, as you'll know. So just repeating that to yourself every day, it's just like, right, that, because it's so easy to deviate off it. And a sort of another pro tip, which I'll explain in another video, is when you're goal setting, to understand say you understand what your 10-year goal is, but you don't understand what your 5-year goal is, work backwards. So that's the best way to understand steps and goals in the path, is you start with your longest term goal, and you just work backwards. That's a really powerful tip with goal setting. And again, I'm going to do a video on goal setting, because as it's shown in this video, I've really gone on about them. So obviously there's definitely a video in that. So I hope you gain value from that, guys. I'm going to take another sip of wine because it's Friday. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to focus this slightly. There we go. Don't know why it goes that focus. Really annoying it does that. So yeah, in regards to life, I've started vlogging. You know, I'm going to be doing a weekly vlog. You know, I'm going to be doing a weekly vlog now, where I basically vlog my week, and then I'm going to edit it. So it's going to be a bit more of an edited video, music and stuff like that. It's going to be based on my week, not day by day. So I just don't have the time to edit it. And I've started recording that, so that should come out hopefully this weekend. And half marathons going really well. So 4th one today went really. The only thing that was really annoying today was the ice. That was just it was so stressful, because every 5 minutes I kept on just slipping on the ice. Every 5 minutes there was just like a passage of black ice, and you just had to stop it. It just messed up the rhythm running. It was really frustrating. I'm gonna have to find a new running path tomorrow, but I'll figure that one out. But either way, I'm very good. I hope you're very well and having a wonderful Friday night. Probably not watching this, probably out on the town getting pissed. Good on you. But watch this tomorrow when you're hungover. Enjoy it. And as always, the best way to predict the future is go create it. So go create your future. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Scott Mears. Please follow my Twitter at ScottMears_ and my Facebook at ScottMears Entrepreneur. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure. Go create your future. And this was Day to Day. Scott, thank you very much for stopping by, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.